Welcome back. Earlier this year, government launched the Youth Employment Service to combat the challenge of youth unemployment. One expert says organizations should incorporate employment goals into their sustainability and transformation strategies. Partner at Mazars Advisory Division, Bongiwe Mbunge, joins me now. Bongiwe, a lot of young people out of jobs currently and government trying to curb that, but the private sector seems not to be playing ball with a lot of young people still not being employed.
Hi, Mateo. Certainly, we see that happening. And really, if you're talking about youth unemployment, you're talking about strategy as well as transformation. First and foremost, you have to appreciate that transformation means access, it means transfer of skill, and lastly, it means opportunity. Now, what the government is proposing is a solution potentially to our youth unemployment. 26.7% of Q1 of 2018 South African employment. Of that, 63.5% pertains to the youth. Now, if you have a large number of young people not involved in economic activity, it affects the sustainability of our country. We need to connect the dots. What are the dots to connect? A youth that is growing increasingly despondent, the rise in protest action and the rise in hate crimes, etc., etc. Now, we need to ask ourselves as a business in South Africa, what is the part that we can play? And that is not a conversation for the lower level. It is a strategic conversation, and it is an optimistic conversation, but most of all, it is a roll up of our sleeves and getting involved in being part of that solution in solving our sustainability issues in Southern Africa.
There is a positive point for companies who decide to engage in such programs in terms of the BBBE scorecard. How would they benefit from also focusing on youth unemployment?
It's important to note that the Yes campaign, as well as its impact on the BEE codes, are still not finalized. But however, I'd like to share what it could potentially mean. And this is a move up 1 or 2 levels within your BEE score. Now, companies who wish to participate in this initiative need to register. Their affiliation will then allow them to be put through a process where they can be set targets. These targets will be targets for the youth training as well as absorption into employment. That is what is fantastic about this opportunity, because it not only gives access for training of youth, but it actually gives them access into the employment place. Now, if a company meets the targets, they can be moved up 1 point in 1 level of their BEE. If they double the targets, then they can potentially move 2 levels of their BEE. And I have to qualify that quickly and say that this Yes BEE campaign will not be able to move companies to a level 1 BEE. So having said that, there is enough motivation for companies to get involved and a motivation to take advantage of another opportunity to actually improve their levels. Lastly, on that point, the generic codes currently are saying that the leviable amount in terms of skill spend is sitting at 6%, and this allows you potentially up to 8 points. But with the proposed Yes BEE incentive, that is broken down into 3.5%. That can potentially give you 6 points. For youth training and employment. Okay. And then the other 2.5 points will pertaining to bursaries of previously disadvantaged youth can actually then give you a total of 4 points. That's an improvement of 2 points in total.
And in terms of companies taking on companies, youth companies that are or entrepreneurs, is there also a beneficial point in the scorecard for that? Absolutely.
I think that the business case for getting involved in this, in being a Yes company, speaks for itself. And if you take that affiliation annually for the year's campaign, you would have to spend about 20,000 an annum. That's the proposal. But what do you get out of it? Addition to the BEE improved levels, number one, if you're giving a stipend to the youth of 3,500 rand, and that youth is in the range of 18 to 29 years old, all of that can be fully recovered through ETI, and that is, it costs you nothing to get involved. And then what about your spend in terms of actually training the youth? Now the proposal is that up to 50% of that spend is given back to you.
And that's quite a bit.
Now, if you take all of these things, absolutely. Now, if you take all of these things, it seems like a no-brainer, and it actually speaks to much more of a collaborative and co-creation solution, because it doesn't end with training and accessing the work employment, but it also pulls in collaboration for mentorship and setting up hubs within townships as well.
All right, thank you very much. That was partner at Mazars Advisory Division, Bongiwe Mbunge.